Hey, what's up, everyone? This is going to be a review for episode 320 of Naruto Shippuden. Now, I gotta say, this episode, even though it wasn't a filler, it kind of felt like a filler. It really did, because it seems like not very much happened. That's probably why this is going to be kind of a short review. Now, it's mostly about Omoi, how he left his post and everything, and, under very bad circumstances, just randomly leaving on his own during a war and everything. And, the Kazekage got really mad because he was like, every single person counts, which is quite true. One person can make a huge difference. And just really mad on why he left. But when they started doing some investigating, they found out he left because there was a bunch of little kids that were only 11 years old that were pretty much not heard from ever again. So they don't know where they are. They have a good idea of the area where they are, but they're afraid that they might be captured or killed. Now, these 11-year-olds are very, very strong and very skilled, but there are 7 of them, and what he pretty much tried to do is that he went to one area where there were some people that were supposed to be checked on, and they were never heard from. So he checked on them, made sure everything was okay, and then he, got back with headquarters, and then he started looking for the kids. Now, when he started looking for the kids, and when he actually found them, it seemed like it was not an eavesdrop, but like a trap. It was a trap where, the white Zetsus are supposed to be a big group of like 2,000, and they were supposed to be somewhere else, but instead they're, I guess they knew he was coming somehow, or just for someone to come for the little kids, and they were just waiting for him. And I gotta say, 1,000 or 2,000 is just either way a lot. It really, really is. And so they try to get rid of Naruto, of course, and shortly after they found Naruto, and they told him to, have one of his clones, go over there and help him out. And so he tried to fight as many of them as he could, and then at a certain point where he was just completely surrounded, Naruto, of course, came to the rescue and helped him out and everything. And, the guy was so confident and so happy, he would be able to beat them very quickly, because he was trying to beat them very quickly because he told the Kazekage that he's going to do everything within 1 hour, and report back to him within that amount of time. And, he's like, oh, this will only take 20 minutes with Naruto here. And when he was attacking one of them, he ended up slashing Naruto's clone. And then it's like, oh crap. And he started freaking out because he thought it was a real Naruto. But he ended up slashing the clone, then the clone disappeared. And that's one of those moments, it's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have. But that's what happens when you get overly confident, I guess you could say. Sometimes you might end up doing something a little bit stupid like that. So anyway, shortly afterwards, I don't know what it's called, but there was this not yellow, but kind of pinkish or reddish smoke that made you fall asleep or just killed you. And he was just trying not to breathe in it, and he found this big tall rock, so he got on top of it, and he tried to find out where the kids were, and there was this weird statue. You would expect this to be like an Egyptian statue or something along those lines, which they're around the desert anyways. But the statue pretty much was a person laying down on their side, leaning their head on their shirt and everything, or on their hand. And, he found out that, oh, the kids must be in there. And plus he found like a headband or something. So he was like, oh, that's definitely theirs. They must be in there. And the kids end up finding a great hiding place to hide from the white Zetsus. And anyways, the white Zetsus, were still looking for them. And the kids were like, hey, it's better to wait for us to die right now. Or it's better to go out there and try to fight them off and go out with a bang instead of just waiting here for our death, pretty much. So they try to fight their way out, and they did end up getting outside, and then that's where Omoi ended up showing up and meeting with them and helped them out and everything. And then the kids were like, he used up all his chakra and anything, was completely wore out, and the kids offered to pretty much, do the rest for him. And then he was like, okay. So we relaxed, and what I found funny is that he ended up doing the same gesture, like laying on his side, leaning on his hand and everything, just like the statue did, and he was facing the same way and everything, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, those kids are really strong, I gotta say. And I gotta say, one of the things they could have worked on more, since it was kind of a filler, at least it felt like one, they could have made the kids at least look more detailed and interesting in ways where they would have been, like, oh, so this is gonna be the future generations and stuff like that. Instead, they were just like, kind of dull and boring, if you ask me, and nothing interesting. I mean, just not really different. They just like a bunch of random regular kids, and they could have spent more time on that if they were going to do this kind of episode where not much happened. So he just went to save some kids, and that's all that really happened. And the animation was exceptional, but could have been better. But at the same time, I've seen worse, definitely. So I would give this episode a 3 out of 5. They could have done a lot better in a lot of ways. I really feel like, this was just a junk episode. It's probably not even worth watching. He didn't really learn anything, not anything about the kids or anything really, just mostly about, him going save some kids, and, well, I will at least say that at the end it was funny, because Kazekage got contact with him and was like, I gave you an hour, not a single minute more than that, you better get here with it, or get back to your post within an hour, or I'm gonna come get out there and get you myself. So he ran his butt off, and everyone laughed. That was a little bit funny, but again, only a 3 out of 5. Animation could have been better, they could have spent more time on the kids, and just nothing really happened. I really feel bad, but at the same time, again, they didn't really work on much. So anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys again. Sorry I didn't do it yesterday. The main reason is because of holidays, of course, and I was pretty busy, but I still have more reviews coming for you guys. So anyways, thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.